How you doing? Say, my name's Joe. I decided to do a quick video on the BMW Grand America. When I bought this bike, I love the look of the B, but I wanted the Grand America to get the bag in the back to have the versatility, but I wanted to have the ability to take the bag off and make it look like a B. There's several things you got to do when you take the bag off to prevent some faults, and there's a couple options you can do once you get the bag off. I'm going to go through a quick video here on how to take the bag off, get rid of the brake light fault, and what I did to make it look more like almost like a Harley Davidson Street Glide than an actual BMW. If you come back here and you look, to get the back bag off of this thing, there's a couple things you should do. Inside the bag right here, take the mat out, and inside the bag there's 4 bolts right here that need to be taken out. 4 bolts right here will take the top case off. But before that, you need to pop the seat off. Take the seat off. You can I just set it to the side right here. You'll probably take the wire off when you start doing it for a long time. You have to remember that I've built all this stuff already. So I've built what I need to build for my sissy bar and the fill-in plate and stuff. You'll be working on it a little bit longer than this video, obviously. Once you get the seat off, I'm going to go on the other side here. Once you get the seat off, there's 2 things you need to disconnect. If you have a 2018, you won't have this, but the 19s that have the rear speakers, there's a small plug right here you need to disconnect for that, which disconnects very easily. Then you got to disconnect the brake light switch, which is right here. You disconnect that big barrel and set these to the side a little bit. That's all you need to do to disconnect this thing. At that point, open up your top case. I just use a speed wrench with the Torx head on it. Take the 4 bolts out. Once you have your 4 bolts out, all you have to do is just lift this thing off slowly and pull it back. Make sure you don't catch the wires on anything. Slowly pull it back and the top case comes off. Set it to the side. Once you have your top case off, this is what you end up having underneath there. There's I call it the H bracket that holds on the top case. The Bs do not have this. The next thing you need to do is remove this to make the bike look relatively normal instead of having this stick out. Because if you put the seat on with this thing sticking out like that, this is what it's going to end up looking like. And that's going to look rather ridiculous in my opinion. So you need to remove this. Take the seat back off. There's 4 bolts on the side of the handlebars or the handrails that need to be taken off. I have the front ones out already. The back ones just need to be loosened, so these will separate a little bit so it's not such a tight fit on that metal bar, on the H bar. Stick your torque wrench in, just loosen them up a little bit. You don't need to take them out. Once you have those loose, there's 4 bolts that need to be taken off to get this H bracket off. These 4 right here. 1, 2, 3, 4. They're the same size as the ones that are in the trunk bag. Once you get those 4 out, take the H bracket. You might have to do a little wiggling because this thing's loose. Pull it out. Your H bracket is gone. And basically this is what a K1600b will look like if you took one of those apart. Set your H bracket to the side. Now after you get to this point, this is where you got to do a little bit of work to get it so you don't have what's called a brake fault light. There's a brake fault light that'll come on the dashboard every time you hit the brake, because the brake that comes through here into the top case, the motorcycle thinks the brake light is burnt out and you'll get a brake light fault. What you need to do is you either have to hook up an LED underneath the seat or you can do what I did. I spent $29 and I got myself a license plate LED brake light, running light. And if you look at that over here, it fits on the back of the bike right here. There's an LED light on the top right here. Underneath there's a white light that lights up the license plate. And there's a brake light built in here. There's 3 wires that come out of this thing. I'll show you the link at the end of the video where I got this light. It was $29. There's 3 wires that come out of it. A black, a white, and a red. The red is the brake light, the white is the driving light, and the black is the ground. What I did was I hooked the running light into the original BMW license plate light. The wire goes through the fender, comes up, and it's on the right hand side right here. I tapped it into the positive side of this cable. Here's the part that is a little confusing. The brake light for the top case, what you're going to do is you're going to look inside this connection. Get a little closer. Look inside this connection. There's a bunch of different connectors in there. What you're going to do is you're going to look for this red and black striped wire right here, which is the second one up from this bottom right here. And what you're going to do is you're going to tap into that light wire with the brake light off of your license plate light. What's going to end up happening is you'll have a brake light and it will clear your fault. You also have to ground the black wire from the license plate light. So if you turn the key on right now and I push on the brake, you can see that light up just like that. That's telling the motorcycle that it still thinks the top case is on and you don't get the brake light fault. When the top case is on there, it doesn't affect it at all. The brake light on the license plate still works. It's just like adding another light. But if there isn't a light attached to the brake light on the top case, you're going to get a brake light fault. So that's how I eliminated the brake light fault in this particular case. All I got to do is just snap this in here, leave this other plug in here after it's gone or after it's off, and just leave it at that. Now that I've got the top case off, here's the decision you got to make. Do I want it just open like this? Because if you put the seat back on, you got rid of the H bracket, and you're going to have this opening right here. I personally didn't want this. What I did is I ordered a piece of 1/8 inch plastic off of, where is it? Well, a piece of 1/8 inch square plastic off of Amazon. What I did was I measured it out along the rim right here. Get a little closer. Along the rim right here. And what I wanted to do is fill in a piece right here. But I also wanted a sissy bar on here to make it so if anybody's riding on the back, they have something to lean against. So what I did is I got 2 pieces of 3/4 inch tubing, which is right here. I bought a piece of 1/2 inch or 5/8 metal tubing, heated it up, bent it, put the 2 brackets on there, and I bought a $43 aftermarket Harley Davidson backrest off a Tour Glide or off a Street Glide or off of a standard Harley Davidson backrest. And I bolted it on here, made this bracket, took my 1/4 inch piece of plastic that I bought off of eBay. They come in 12 by 12 inch sheets, which is plenty big. If you don't want to have a sissy bar on there and you just want the black piece to cover it up, you can do that. There's a guy on eBay, if you look under the K1600b talk page or whatever you want to call it, you can go and find those pictures of that guy. He just put a piece going on here and it looks really nice. He doesn't have a sissy bar on his. I wanted a backrest on mine. The other thing I did was on Amazon, for $9, you can get 4 of these BMW tags that are actually for a car off of their wheels. So what I did after I built this, I put this all together, I take it off in one piece. All I have to do is snap the thing in here like this. I drop it into where it goes. I take 2 of the bolts that are from holding the H bracket on. I start those into the original spots. screw those down. And then my piece of plastic that I have to turn into two pieces because I've got the bar right here. It has to be a two-piece setup for myself. And I got a little piece of connection right here that goes on there. And I've got two screws that will go in there, but I'm not going to put those in right now. But I got two screws that will go in there. I snap the seat back on. I shut the door. That's what my bike looks like after I get everything together. I've done it a couple of times. It takes me 6 minutes to take the bag off and put this on to make it look the way it does. To me, this looks like a B with a backrest on it. It's the best of both worlds. My girlfriend can ride on the back without feeling like she's going to fall off. I think it's a sleeker look. Some people won't want the backrest. Just make yourself a plate to put on here to cover up all the electronics. But the big thing is you got to have some kind of LED hooked to the brake light section to keep the fault from happening. That's how I turn my K1600 Grand America into a B with a custom sissy bar and backrest on it. One other thing I've done to this bike is the Bmw Gps for this bike is $990 or $999. I have a GPS in here. It's a $49 Magellan GPS, and there it is right there. How I got this in there was I take and put it in there the exact same way that the BMW one is when the windshield's up and this pot and the section pops up that you slide it in, the cover that's over the electronics that the BMW GPS taps into, I put a piece of Velcro on there. I put a piece of Velcro on the back of my GPS that I bought for 49 bucks on Amazon. I ran the wire kind of goes underneath the button to expose it. I ran it over and I plugged it in over on the right hand side over here so it comes on when I turn the bike on. Granted, I can't manipulate the GPS with the dial like I can a BMW one, but the way I use a GPS, I just use it to find out what roads I'm on or if I can look for some tar roads. Most of my riding's over in western Wisconsin. I just want it to kind of know where I'm at. I don't use it to plug in any information or anything. I just kind of use it as a guide. But for 49 bucks, the Magellan fits right in there perfectly. And with a piece of Velcro, it holds perfect. It looks like it belongs there. It fits perfect. And with a piece of Velcro on the back of the GPS and on that plate where the electronics are, it slid right in. It's kind of a quick video, but I hope this helps. It's super easy to take the back bag off one of these things. The hardest thing to do is cut this plate out of whatever you use. I know somebody has used a piece of sheet metal and they painted it black. I liked using the 1/8 inch plate because it's got this kind of a coarse outside on it, which kind of matches the rest of the bike. The hardest thing to do is cut this thing and then bend it. And I used a heat gun to bend it and bend it into place so it looks like it belongs there. So I hope this video helps. I'll put a link to where I got this tail light, and good luck with your Grand America. Thanks.